Why your relationship feels like a rainy day. The surprising connection. Relationships can be full of joy, laughter, and connection, but sometimes they feel like a never-ending rainy day. Do you ever feel emotionally drained, as if you're standing under a constant drizzle that won't stop? The culprit might not be what you think. It could be a subtle behavior that slowly wears down your connection with your partner. In this post, we'll explore the surprising connection between an ancient proverb and the way small, repeated actions can impact your relationship, sometimes without you even noticing. The drip, drip, drip effect, what Proverbs 27:15 says. Proverbs 27:15-16 from the Bible says, "A continual dripping on a rainy day and a quarrelsome wife are alike. To restrain her is to restrain the wind, or to grasp oil in one's right hand." While this verse focuses on the relationship between a husband and a quarrelsome wife, the wisdom applies to any relationship, whether it's with your partner, a family member, or even a close friend. The continual dripping is a metaphor for constant negative behavior, such as nagging, arguing, or holding grudges. It may seem small, but over time, it can have a big effect, like water slowly eroding stone. And the more you try to control it, the more impossible it feels, like trying to catch the wind. How Proverbs 27:15-16 points to Jesus. This passage ultimately points to Jesus, the Prince of Peace, who teaches that peace within relationships can only be achieved through love, humility, and submission to God. Jesus addressed the futility of outward control in changing human hearts, emphasizing the need for inward transformation. Just as no one can grasp the wind or hold oil, no one can bring lasting peace to relationships without the grace and love of Christ guiding their actions. Jesus calls us to focus on forgiveness, sacrificial love, and peacemaking. How this relates to you. You might not realize it, but repeated arguments or unresolved tension can slowly drain the emotional energy from your relationship. Just like an annoying drip, these small conflicts add up, creating frustration and leaving both partners feeling exhausted. You may find yourself asking, "Why is this happening?" Or, "How did we get here?" The futility of control. Often, when we notice these recurring issues, our first instinct is to try and fix them. We think, if I can just change this about them, everything will be fine. But as the proverb suggests, trying to control someone else's behavior is like trying to grasp oil in your hand. It slips away, and you're left feeling even more frustrated. This teaches us a vital lesson. You can't change others, but you can change how you react. How to stop the drip. So, how can you avoid the constant drizzle in your relationship? Practice active listening. Sometimes, what seems like nagging or quarreling may be a cry for connection. By listening actively and showing empathy, you can diffuse tension before it builds. Focus on your own growth. Instead of focusing on what your partner needs to change, reflect on your own actions. How can you improve communication? What behaviors can you modify to create a more peaceful environment? Let go of control. Accept that you can't fix everything. Trying to control someone else's behavior only leads to frustration. Instead, focus on fostering love, patience, and forgiveness in your relationship. The surprising benefit of letting go. When you release the urge to control, something amazing happens. Your relationship starts to heal on its own. You give space for understanding, forgiveness, and growth. And just like how sunshine eventually follows rain, peace will begin to return to your relationship. Final thoughts. That nagging feeling, like a drizzle that won't stop, doesn't have to be a permanent part of your relationship. By addressing small issues with patience and a focus on understanding, you can prevent the rain from turning into a storm. It's not about changing your partner, but rather changing how you respond to conflict. And in doing so, you'll discover a deeper, more fulfilling connection. What are the small drips in your relationship, and how can you start addressing them today? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video. Thank you for watching.